If I had had the childhood that many of the women had endured, I would have been the one sitting in prison.
And I chose to abandon my kids. And my addiction was mostly fueled from guilt. A lot of guilt. Because I didn't think I had fought hard enough to get my kids back.
Their lack of opportunity for education, their lack of opportunities for employment, often very traumatic childhood, family experiences. You realize that the crimes that they are committing are often because of their unmet health and social needs.
I had all those questions that I was getting asked from my son. Do you not love me? Am I adopted? Am I an orphan? Where are you? Why can't I come see you?
If we had a hospital that runs the way prisons operate, they'd be shut down in a heartbeat.
I didn't see my son for 3 months because I didn't want him to come and see me under those circumstances, and he was in so much shock because he didn't know where his mom had gone.
She's in full labor. They take the one shackle and they attach it to the bed. They take the handcuff and they attach it to the bed. And that's how she gives birth. And then when the baby is born, mom is cleaned up and shipped back to the prison with no idea what's going to happen to that baby.
It was quite a shock for me to see human rights violations left, right, and center, and I wasn't even in there for that long. If people really understood what was going on there, it wouldn't be acceptable. And yet because it's prison and because it's crime and because there's stigma, it happens all the time.
As you may have heard the statistics, a child of an imprisoned parent is 8 to 9 times more likely to repeat the cycle. So how do we break that cycle?
His first thing he says to me when he gets on the phone, he's like, Mommy, it's okay. He's like, everybody makes mistakes. He's like, and I know where you are. Grab us and take me, come see you. And I sat there in that little visiting room for an hour while he put his little hand against the window and his little foot.
We should be saying no mother or child should be in prison, period.
My dream was to be that mother to my son that I wanted to be, and not knowing that I'd ever be able to hold him again, or all those things go through your mind. So I was determined to want to do good, because I knew that if I wasn't good, my visits would be pulled, because they're for people who behave.
For young people that are separated from their parents as a result of, let's say, death, divorce, military deployment, there's a level of sympathy, there's a level of compassion. But when you lose your parent as a result of a crime and them serving time, that level of empathy doesn't exist.
First time when I visited the jail, I can still remember the day, this girl, she was just 8 months a child, she was just playing inside the prison. So when I hold that child, one of the police said that don't hold a child because the mother have just come to the prison because she killed her husband. And I was like, oh, I just kept her down. But when I kept her down, she just hold my clothes, and that day I feel like she needs my help.
They wear the burden of their mom's imprisonment. They're looked down upon because their mom might have made some poor choices.
I was born in New York City in 1980, and when I was just 14 months old, both of my biological parents were arrested.
I used to tell people I didn't have children. It was easier than saying, oh, I have 3 kids, like, where are they? And, you get sick of explaining, and a lot of shame and guilt. So you start living in denial that you have children.
When our parents get incarcerated, especially when we're very young, we immediately think it's somehow our fault. That maybe if we'd done something different, our parents wouldn't have risked losing us.
When I found out I was pregnant, I was still on probation, and I told my probation officer that I was pregnant. And what she said to me right away was, with a lot of confidence, you're going to be a wonderful mother. And those 5 words meant more to me than you could possibly know, because at the time, there wasn't anybody in my life who was happy about the fact that I was going to be a mother.
When we set the mothers free, I think the children will feel they have a new life, because we all know what the value of a mother is to anybody. And separating a child from their mother can be very traumatic. So when the mothers are united with their children in a healthy way, they feel like the cord has been attached again, and they have a reason to live again.